Hi, my name is Maddie Heeman. I'm 30 years old and I graduated high school in 2012. I have tried college twice, have not graduated. It is a dream of mine to eventually graduate, but I still think that that goal is pretty far down the line. I am currently a store manager at Starbucks and I absolutely enjoy it. I don't regret any decisions that I've made with leaving school and starting school again and ending up just going into the workforce. I think all of the choices that I've made so far have given me the experience that has led me to where I'm at right now. So like I said, I graduated high school in May of 2012. I actually didn't start my first semester of college until January of 2013, where I started in the teaching program at Northwest Missouri State in Maryville, Missouri. I picked teaching obviously because that was the most exposure I've had to anybody with careers going through school and being to school for 12 years. And I really applauded what the teachers did. I went to school and did the normal routine of getting up, going to class, learning more, obviously. And then I slowly just started getting burnt out. As far as what the underlying factor was, I don't think I'll ever figure it out. But I ended up going through a pretty hard mental time, and I ended up just dropping out and not telling anybody, not even my parents. But nonetheless, I dropped out and I started working full-time at Hy-Vee in the food service department. After probably about a year of working at Hy-Vee, I ended up picking up 2 bartending jobs. I was pretty much working 80 hours a week. And for whatever crazy reason, I loved it. I loved running around and always staying busy. And the money wasn't half bad either. I stayed in Maryville, Missouri for about 4 years. And eventually I realized that I wasn't going to go back to school. And there wasn't really anything tying me down to Maryville. And so I wanted a new adventure. I wanted a different challenge. So I explored some different management opportunities within Hy-Vee, and I actually ended up in Cedar Falls, Iowa. I started in Cedar Falls, Iowa in February of 2017, working as an assistant restaurant manager, and pretty quickly within that year, getting promoted to restaurant manager of the Hy-Vee in Cedar Falls. And I really loved it. I loved being able to hire new people and being able to teach them. I was still able to get some of that teaching aspect that I yearned for, but didn't quite find it in the teaching program. And I was able to stay busy, and my day-to-day agenda was different every single day. And I think that's what I enjoyed the most about working in a customer service and working in just kind of like a restaurant grocery business, was that every day, even if it was the same checklist, there were still different ways of completing those checklists depending on the challenges that may have popped up. So I was with Hy-Vee from 2017 until about 2019, where during that time, I decided I wanted to try to go back to school. Trying to figure out what I wanted to do with school was a little bit trickier, but I did have some servers that worked for me that really talked highly of Hawkeye Community College. And they really enjoyed their time there, and they really enjoyed the programs. And so I actually applied for Hawkeye Community College, and I got in, and I was on the wait list for the dental hygiene program. And so I started going to Hawkeye Community College, again, wanting to stay busy. I got a student job in the financial aid department, and I learned a lot that I wish I would have known the first time going to college. I was able to explore a lot of different financial aid options for me. And realize that it wasn't a big challenge after all to be able to pay for college if you didn't have your parents' help. There's a lot of opportunities in the financial aid office. All you have to do is just go to that office and ask. And there's a lot of different grants and scholarships and loans that you can apply for. And those office people, for the most part, are very, very friendly. And I don't think I would have lasted as long as I did at Hawkeye Community College if it weren't for those ladies. With that experience with Hawkeye, I definitely will preach to pretty much anybody that asks for my opinion to go to a community college first. You know, it's a lot cheaper for your general courses, smaller class sizes to where you're getting more one-on-one work time with your teachers and educators, which I thought was really, really nice. And it feels not as overwhelming. Compared to my first time in college, I definitely did not feel like I belonged. I definitely just felt like I was another ant on the log. And at Hawkeye Community College, I felt seen, and I felt like my questions were getting answered because they were my questions, and the answers were fit to my needs and not just a generic answer. So I definitely enjoyed my time there. However, I did not complete my dental hygiene certificate. I had some bumps in the road and ended up leaving that program. A part-time job that I had when I first started Hawkeye was at Starbucks, and that's where I'm at now. I was lucky to be able to have that as a part-time job while I was in Hawkeye, to be able to jump back into the workforce and not have to worry about paying for my apartment. With my experience with Hy-Vee, I was able to move pretty quickly up with Starbucks. 6 months into the role, I became a shift supervisor. About 7 or 8 months after that, I became an assistant store manager, and I am currently a store manager, and I love it. I think a big thing that I would have told younger me was to figure out that you wanted to be running around the whole time. I didn't like being sedentary in a desk. I definitely very much enjoy having all of those challenges to conquer. It's very rewarding at the end of the day. There are some days that are a little bit more tiring than others, but I don't regret it. If anybody asks for my opinion, figure out what you want to do on a day-to-day basis. If it's sit at a desk, amazing. Find a career in that path. You don't have to do what the majority are doing if that's not what feels right to you. I would say explore your options. Don't be scared to change your path and trust your gut.